Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to be going up into the field up there and taking a look at some unusual behavior in the bare root trees I planted this spring. No, get out of there! The dog is just nuts. She was going to jump off this little cliff. I stopped here because it's finally clear enough to show what this looks like. This is a nice little rock outcropping. I'm going to make a trail coming right along in front of it here so that I can take a nice little walk with the dog and enjoy the view of all this stuff. That is Bigfoot right there, that giant white oak. That's part of the Oak Savanna Restoration. And around here, most of this stuff is dead. All these trees are ashes and other stuff that are dead. And then we have weed trees and invasive species. So I'm going to be cutting most of this stuff out in the spring sometime. You can actually see garlic mustard right there. I got to kill that back as well. I don't want to kill the moss, but I guess I will if I need to. But back to the task. I'm out walking Izzy down over the back of the ridge here because we have 40 to 45 mile an hour winds today. Not a real good day to take a look at these oaks, but any halfway decent day I have to be over working on the addition, so got to take what you get. Okay, back to the bare root trees. I planted these, there's a video of it, I'm not sure what day they were planted, I'll put a link to it. I planted these in early spring and did a real good job planting them. And most of them did just fine. But a couple of them are real, they have real poor growth. But one of them that had fairly good growth in, I think it was the beginning of August, and I mentioned it in one of the videos, but I have no idea which one it is. And I pointed to it. The leaves had changed. They turned to rust brown like they should in the fall, but it did it in the middle of the summer and it dropped its leaves, and we figured it was dead ever since then. But funny thing happened a couple of weeks ago. This is the tree right here, and I guess it was 3 weeks ago or so. It started growing new leaves. We thought the thing was dead. It had 4 leaves on it, and apparently this high wind has taken 3 of them off, but it gives me hope that this thing might make it. It might come back in the spring. Okay, let's look at all of them and then wrap this up. It's really windy up here. I don't know how well this sound is going to come out. I'm standing with my back to the wind, and I have a dead cat on the microphone, but even at that, with gusts to 45 miles an hour, it may be all messed up. So this is tree number 1, right by the power and stuff and by the neighbor, and it's doing really well. What I really want to do is come out here. I'm going to have to put some tubes on these. I'll probably have to prune them bottom branches off so I could put a fairly tall tube on there. I don't know how much snow we're going to get here, but we're right at the top of the ridge, so the snow here generally blows away, so I'm thinking there won't be much snow here, but the rabbits will go after this tender young wood, and they'll girdle it and kill it if I give them a chance. So I need to get plastic wrap on these things before it's too late. Okay, that's number one. The wind died for just a second. Let's see, number two. Looks like, I don't know if the deer bit that off or if it just fell off. This one is doing much less good. But that's kind of the way, you know, when you plant bare root stuff, the first year is not much of an indication. If it does come back the next year, it kind of evens out. And then on the third year, they should all be roughly the same, unless you got bad soil in a certain spot or whatever. Okay, that was number two. Number three, right by the hydrant that we had such a difficulty with. Well, it was actually putting in all three of these hydrants. There's, I don't know how many videos on that, but this was kind of a big project, and it's sinking in because he took all the boulders out of there. This could use some dirt before winter, but getting him here to add some dirt may be impossible. And there is number four again. Okay. And number five. Not doing too bad, but nowhere near as good as that first one. The first one and the last three going down the hill are doing by far the best. But like I said, these all might make a comeback and do just fine. This is the one I would have thought was going to die, because it's never done better than this. It's had these tiny little leaves the whole time. Don't have a huge amount of faith in that one, but time will tell. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, halfway through. Izzy is just going nuts. She's having a good old time running. Okay, so 7. I hate when these get hooked on this. Number 7, leaves are starting to get a little bigger than previous couple. Still not as good as these here. This one's actually doing pretty good. And I believe this one and the next one were the last ones to have leaves on them. I mean, they were really late. Yeah, this is a really nice color. Not a lot of disease or anything. And it's got a whole lot of leaves. I will probably spray these all winter with deer repellent, as well as put them cages on the bottom. I don't want deer biting the top off. You know, they get pretty weird in the winter, and they'll go around, you know, just biting the ends off of branches and the tops off of little trees. I hear Cindy yelling. She must be doing something over by the horses, and the dog went and messed with her. Yeah, getting real hard to do this in this wind. Okay, this one is the closest to the barn. This is, I believe, 9. Not too bad. And then 10, 11, and 12. Let's take a look real quick. 10. Kind of shredded, but that might be from the T-post. Still fairly healthy for a 1-year bare root tree. These are all bur oak, if you're not familiar with the channel. I'm trying to restore an Oak Savanna, and I have these big old white oaks, but I have no bur oaks, which are a major component in Oak Savannas. But I planted these all in rows just to have something there as a wind block for the rest of the land. Okay, this is doing dramatically better than most of the others. Not a lot of disease. It had a little bit earlier, and now this is just, it's dying back for the winter. I gotta hurry up and see what my dog is doing. And finally this one, the very last one. We'll call this 12. You can see the spots from the disease it had earlier. And I'm not super familiar with oak diseases, but it doesn't appear to have did any damage to the plant. I mean, this is doing really well, much better than the other trees. So we'll see what these look like in the spring. Hopefully they all make it through the winter, and it's a fairly decent winter. We've had some nasty ones lately. So if you want to see this stuff and all the other stuff going on here, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section below, and a thumbs up and a share would help the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.